Can you raise your right hand, please, ma'am? Do you swear that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Would you state your name for the record, please?
Joyce Meyer.
And could you spell your last name for the record?
M-E-Y-E-R.
And ma'am, what is your occupation in general?
I'm a Bible teacher, a minister.
Millions know Joyce Meyer as one of the most influential Christian teachers of the modern era. Her books have become bestsellers, her sermons have reached audiences across the globe, and her ministry has inspired countless people. Yet behind that success lies a story that has sparked years of debate, criticism, and controversy. While many praise Meyer for her practical approach to Scripture and messages of hope, others have questioned the wealth, influence, and lifestyle associated with her ministry. To supporters, she is a faithful servant of God. To critics, she represents what they believe is wrong with the modern megachurch movement: lavish living, financial excess, and a ministry that appears to place too much emphasis on prosperity. Unlike many well-known pastors, Meyer has faced recurring public scrutiny. Questions about ministry finances, personal wealth, and high-profile controversies have fueled debates for years. One of the most shocking incidents connected to her ministry came when her longtime security chief became the focus of a criminal investigation that stunned both the Christian community and the public. Although Meyer herself was never accused of any wrongdoing, the case inevitably drew attention to her organization because of the trusted position he held. Joyce Meyer rose to international prominence as a Christian author, television personality, and conference speaker. Known for her direct, practical preaching style, she built a global ministry that reaches millions through books, television broadcasts, and live events. Her teachings, which often emphasize faith, personal growth, and overcoming life's challenges, have earned her a devoted following. However, some critics have argued that parts of her message closely resemble prosperity theology and have questioned whether financial success is given too much emphasis. As her ministry expanded, so did questions about its finances. Reports of private aircraft, upscale properties, and expensive furnishings led to criticism from those who believed such spending was inconsistent with biblical teachings on humility and stewardship. Supporters responded that the ministry operated within the law, maintained transparency, and used its resources to reach people around the world. In 2007, Meyer's ministry was among several prominent ministries reviewed during a U.S. Senate inquiry examining the financial practices of televangelists. Meyer was never charged with any crime. An investigation concluded without legal action against her ministry. Even so, the inquiry intensified public debate over financial accountability of large religious organizations. Then, in 2009, a different controversy placed her ministry back in the headlines. Christopher Coleman, who served as Meyer's chief of security, became the subject of a widely publicized criminal investigation after the deaths of members of his family. Prosecutors alleged that Coleman had attempted to mislead investigators by creating the appearance that his household was being threatened by anonymous individuals. Following a lengthy investigation and trial, he was convicted of murders. Because Coleman held a senior security position within Joyce Meyer's ministry, the case inevitably brought renewed media attention to the organization. Meyer herself was not accused of participating in or having prior knowledge of the crimes. During the legal proceedings, she provided a recorded deposition stating that she had no advance knowledge of the events or Coleman's alleged actions. Even today, opinions about Joyce Meyer remain deeply divided. Admirers point to her charitable work, global outreach, and decades of ministry, while critics continue to question the financial practices and public image associated with her organization. As a result, she remains one of the most discussed and controversial figures in modern American Christianity.
Can you raise your right hand, please, ma'am? Do you swear that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Would you state your name for the record, please?
Joyce Meyer.
And could you spell your last name for the record?
M-E-Y-E-R.
And ma'am, what is your occupation in general?
I'm a Bible teacher, a minister.
And I know you're with Joyce Meyer Ministries. Could
Yes.
you briefly give us a description of what that is?
Our ministry, we have a large teaching ministry that goes around the world by television and radio. We have large outreaches around the world to the poor and the needy, a lot of orphanages, and support hospitals and medical programs and things like that for the underprivileged.
How many employees do you think you have worldwide?
About 900.
And we'll get right to the point. Do you know the defendant in this case, Christopher Coleman?
Yes, I do.
How long have you known him?
Since he was a little boy.
And how was that?
His parents came to some conferences that I did over in Illinois. I did a weekly meeting over there, and his mother came to it, brought him with him.
Now, at some point, did he become an employee of Joyce Meyer's ministry?
Yes, he did.
And about when was that?
Probably about 1998.
Okay. So, and through 2009, he was with you about 11 years, is that
Yes.
correct?
Yeah.
What kind of employee was he? What was his responsibilities there?
He was in the security department.
Was he in general security? Did he move up through the ranks? What happened with that?
If I remember correctly, he started in general security, and then he became the supervisor of that department. And then when a personal security person that I had left our employ, we offered Chris that job, and he took it.
And what did that job entail then? Did he travel with you?
He traveled with us when we did conferences, when we did speaking engagements, and when we went out of the country and did crusades in other countries.
And by the end of his employment, he was traveling with you to all these conferences?
Yes.
What did he do during the conferences?
Just made sure that everything was safe for me in the crowds, when people wanted to talk to me, that it was okay, that was somebody that was okay. That we have pretty large crowds, and so it was mainly just for our safety and to make sure that everything went right.
And by 2009, at the end of his employment, do you know how much he was making?
$100,000.
The day after Sherry and her sons were murdered, did you speak to the police that day?
Yes.
When you talked to the police on that day, the day after this incident, were you aware whether or not this defendant was having an affair?
I wasn't in the beginning of the interview, but I was informed toward the end of the interview that he had confessed to having an affair.
But as you came into it that day, you didn't know?
I did not know.
Were you aware of whether or not he was having marital problems, though, between him and Sherry?
I did know that he and Sherry were having some marital problems.
How did you know that?
Well, she had called our office and talked to...
I'm gonna object as it calls for hearsay unless she spoke directly with this witness.
Okay. Did you speak with Sherry Coleman?
No.
Okay. How were you aware that they were having marital problems?
She talked to my son, Daniel.
And did he relate that to you?
He told me so I could talk to Chris about it.
And did you in fact talk to the defendant about the situation?
I did.
Did you ever become aware of any threats that this defendant said he had received against himself or his family?
Yes, he told me about some.
The defendant personally told you that?
Yes.
What did he tell you? What threats did he report?
He told me that he had gotten an email threatening his family if he did not stop working for me.
Thank you. No further questions.
I'm good, thanks.
We are going off the video record. The time is approximately 3:24, and the deposition lasted approximately 25 minutes.
The courtroom battle didn't end with Christopher Coleman's conviction. In the years that followed, another legal fight unfolded, this time involving Joyce Meyer's ministry. After the criminal case concluded, the family of Coleman's wife filed a civil lawsuit, not against Coleman, but against Joyce Meyer's ministry. They argued that warning signs have been overlooked and alleged that the ministry should have recognized potential concerns and taken steps that might have helped prevent the tragedy. The ministry denied those allegations, maintaining that it had no legal responsibility for Coleman's actions. In 2013, a circuit judge dismissed the lawsuit, ruling that the ministry could not be held legally liable. Although the legal proceedings came to an end, the questions surrounding the case continued to spark public discussion. Some believe the tragedy exposed missed warning signs, while others argued it was an unforeseeable act that no organization could have prevented. The Coleman case also reignited broader criticism of large televangelist ministries. Over the years, Joyce Meyer has often been mentioned in discussions about the growing influence, wealth, and visibility of megachurch leaders. Critics argue that some ministries have become increasingly business-oriented, placing too much emphasis on financial success and public image. Supporters, however, maintain that large ministries require significant resources to reach global audiences and continue their charitable work. As a result, Joyce Meyer remains the center of an ongoing conversation about leadership, accountability, and the role of prosperity in modern Christianity. Her ministry has inspired millions around the world, yet has also drawn persistent criticism from those who believe today's church has become too closely connected to fame and financial success. Whether you support Joyce Meyer or question her ministry, one thing is certain. The discussion surrounding faith, influence, and accountability is far from over. As ministries continue to grow into global organizations and religious leaders become household names, the responsibility that comes with that influence becomes even greater. What do you think? Has Joyce Meyer's ministry been a force for good, or does it reflect larger challenges facing the modern church? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this video informative, be sure to like, subscribe, and share it with others. Thanks for watching Hebrews of Faith, and we'll see you in the next video.